Do you want to come on an adventure with me?
Too bad, you're coming.
Nice.
Thanks, Ben, for welcoming me into likable, bikeable Vancouver. We just crossed the border into the neighboring country of Canada, and this is where I will be starting my journey down the west coast tomorrow. So one more day in beautiful Canada, and then it's off I go.
Just tell me when I'm good.
Yep. Hey Jeff, how was your first day biking across the country? Well, it was actually pretty cold and wet and rainy. I purchased a poncho and reflective vest. This Mandalorian-themed van was really cool. Crossing bridges was fun and exciting, while also nerve-wracking. I got to spend part of my trip walking this boardwalk through the Canadian wilderness. That was beautiful. I was really wet when I got to the US border. The security guy offered me a lens wipe for my glasses, and without thinking, I immediately used it to blow my nose. Day 2 went down much easier than the first day. The sun was out and there was no rain, which was wonderful. Went through some towns and spent a lot of time biking the completely gorgeous Pacific Northwest coast. I went through some farmland and this cow chased me for a little bit and saw all kinds of doodads and knickknacks on the road until tomorrow. Headed to Anacortes today to visit Mount Erie, the namesake of my favorite band. It was a nice trip getting there. Once I got to the trail system, my bike was definitely not up for this type of terrain, and I eventually had to abandon it and walk the rest of the way, listening to Phil's music the whole time, of course. This felt like something of a spiritual pilgrimage for me. I was reminded a little bit of the time I was in Israel at the site where Jesus supposedly performed the Sermon on the Mount. Unsure whether to just take it in as a spiritual experience or spend my time getting video and squat shots.
It's raining today.
You said it, Scott. It was another wet, rainy day on the trail. The sun eventually came out a little bit in the afternoon, which was glorious, and then more rain. So it turns out there's a whole bunch of hills in the Pacific Northwest. I'm learning so much about my bike, things like gear shifting and cable tensions and lubrication, and also learning things about trying to stay dry because it's raining all the time. Is this stuff I could have better prepared for before the trip? Perhaps? Let's recap my journey so far. I am now through the state of Washington. Some highlights include the epic volcano, Mount St. Helens, lots of bridges and steep hills and cows, Seattle, and I've now crossed into Oregon, where there are just as many bridges, just as steep of hills, and some amazing rock formations. I'm meeting more and more cyclists on the road and learning about their journeys, handing out stickers, which has been really great and wonderful to see other people who are like-minded. I am past section 1 on the map. I have 4 left to go. Follow along. People keep asking me, hey, where's all your gear? Well, the truth is my wife Victoria is driving along with me on this journey, so she carries all of our camping gear and stuff in the car, so we've got plenty of storage, and she is supporting me in my dream in the most literal way possible. What does she do all day while I'm riding my bike? I don't know. Go check out her profile. We took a detour to explore Portland, and wait, is that my dad? Hey, thanks for coming to visit me, Dad. This was a lot of fun. We got to check out some books and this really cool bridge. We even rented some bikes and were able to bike around the city, which was a lot more low-key and enjoyable than what I've been doing normally. This was easily my most scenic day on the trip thus far. I drank from the Devil's Punch Bowl and realized Devil's Water, it ain't so sweet. I stood atop some lone rocks, looking into the sea and contemplating existence. I spilled my beans at the lighthouse and met a few new sea creature friends, crossed many an iron bridge, and combed the beach for salty snacks. I'll have to remember days like today when I'm biking in the pouring rain. In this world, you will have trouble. You'll experience heavy winds, rain, blown out tire tubes, misalignment of wheels. But take heart. There will be people to give you hot tea and let you wait in the gift shop, and your wife might even give you a ride to the local bike shop to get everything fixed up and get you back on the road. I'm pretty obsessed with these giant rocks you guys have here in Oregon. They're so large and majestic and commanding of one's attention. I suppose for people who live here, it's become normalized. When I first moved to Arizona several years ago, I actually clapped at the sight of saguaro cactus, but eventually I just got used to seeing them every day. But for me, here in Oregon, these rocks are still special. Yeah, if I only could, I'd make a deal with God. I'm asking him to swap out new legs. I've been biking on the road, been biking up that hill, got knee problems. Traveling through Oregon, I was really taken by the big rocks. Now that I've moved on to California and the redwoods, I am completely transfixed by these big trees. I tried really hard to convey a sense of the scale of these magnificent creatures, but if you get the chance at all, you really got to see them for yourself. Hey everyone, it's been a while. I have been making my way through California. I've exited the Redwoods section of the state, and I have been riding the incredibly scenic but also very winding and hilly Highway 1. I have been pretty exhausted from all of this sun and all of these miles. I met a guy the other day who said I wouldn't make it to San Francisco that day, and I'm happy to say I proved him wrong, and here is my Golden Gate Bridge selfies to prove it. Traveling on through both sun and fog, I've now passed through towns such as Santa Cruz, Monterey, and eventually ascending Big Sur. It was here that I was struck with the uncontrollable urge to take a shit and had nowhere to go and ended up defecating off the side of a mountain. Hopefully everyone was distracted by the beautiful scenery and did not see the horrifying sight that I was making. I took my shirt off, now I'm burnt. Hello, Mom? Is that you?
How's your butt?
I can't believe today was already my penultimate day riding my bike down the West Coast. What an experience. I am missing it already. So much good food, so many interesting people that I've met, and unexpected detours I've taken along the way. Lots of memories to treasure and think about, but I guess I only have one day left to think about what it all means and come up with my grand takeaway from this journey. Hey, I made it! I successfully crossed into Mexico, which means I've now covered over 1,800 miles, 3 states. If you're being generous, you could technically say I've covered 3 countries, though it's just the tip of 2 of them. It's a long way to go for a bag of churros, but now I have a story to tell the grandkids. Thanks to everyone for following along.